by Native Americans, I was even taught, if a child's in the woods and finds a bone, like a jaw bone, it's like, what is this? Like, ooh, I don't know. Instead of being like, oh, that's the jaw of a deer, you know, a white-tailed deer, blah, blah, blah. And the kid's like, oh, okay, cool. And they'll still be enthralled by the thing itself. Yeah. But you just told them that is this. That can work as well. And you want to move towards that. But what about the process of like, oh, I don't know. What does it look like? Well, it looks like a bone. Yeah, it does look like a bone. So it's not a rock. It's definitely not a rock. No, because, you know, like you notice the difference? Yeah, you're right. So is it a small animal? Is it a big animal? Is it an animal at all? Yeah, so you let them, it's like you're teaching them to fish. You let them go through the process of that, their critical thinking. And to me, not lording it over them is, how do we create a game out of this to where you get what you need, but you did it. And I helped, but I'm your friend.
That's the best kind of teacher.
I'm not your teacher. I'm your friend. Let's do this together. And when you come up with the answer, because I know it's inside you, I'll be there to be like, yeah, that's what I felt too.
Yeah.
You know, you're probably right because that's what I felt too. But we also could be full of shit. You know what I mean? And it's always good to be like, but we're also partly full of shit because everyone, you know, everything that we do has some wrongness as much as it has some rightness in it.
Yes.
Humility.
What I heard from you was fostering humility, but also fostering curiosity.
Curiosity. Yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget this man. One of the greatest interviewers ever, right? Suspenders, LA Dodgers hat. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now. The older gentleman that passed, one of the most powerful interviewers ever. He said, you know, how do I do my interviews? I'm just curious. Larry King. I'm just curious. I'm genuinely curious about the other person. And he has this kind of raspy voice. Like, I'm just curious. That's how I run my interviews. I'm curious. And I feel like that's actually it. Like, that truly is it. Like, in my questions for you, I'm also learning from me and all of us with us that actually is it. Now, of course, there's no one type of curiosity. You know, there's so many different versions of curiosity. But that truly might be it, man. It might be just literally being humble enough to know when to go deeper into curiosity or when to be quiet.
Yeah.
And when to let the other person just be.
You know,
there's some wisdom in there.
You brought something up for me that I really like. And it's like right now, we're learning a lot from one another, right? And who's teaching who? What if it's just the moment? And if we're not resistant or we're not, you know, totally, I am this and this is the role I am in, then then the moment is teaching us and we're surfing the wave of what the moment can give us. It's all here. It's all present. And when they say the answer's in you, it's also all around you. It's something that like, if you're an airbender, earthbender, waterbender, you know, like the Avatar series, like we're just bending the truth. And if you know how to be a conduit for the truth to arise, then we did it. We did it together because we didn't resist it. And we also humbled ourselves, didn't lord it over like it was me doing it, that we bent the truth. We allowed the truth to emerge in a form or a language that we can grasp, also knowing that that's fleeting as well. That truth serves us in the moment. And then 10 years from now, it might be different. It actually might be different. And that also, it relieves you from having to feel like this has got to serve me forever. Like, no, it's just now.
Yeah.
You know, none of us really understands the future. Even the best computers out there that are trying to figure out, you know, what's going to happen next with the stock market or whatever, it's all just probability.
Yep.
And even at the quantum level, really, like those electrons and things like that, like, you know, where is it? Exactly.
Well, and all things can, the observer effect, all things can change based on who's watching. Mm-hmm. So just because predictive analytics or BI engines exist, it doesn't mean they're going to be fucking right. No way. And I'm a huge fan of Kevin Kelly. I love his view of the technium being consciousness experiencing itself. I think that's fascinating. Yet, life isn't linear. Life isn't zeros and ones. We might be in a simulation. The superposition exists where the 0 and the 1 can exist at the same time now. We all know that.
Totally.
And so if that exists, there is absolutely, and I guess it's really like washing my nervous system with peace and hope and joy too. We can never predict what's going to happen in the future. And isn't that awesome? How fucking cool is that we don't know what's coming?
Yeah.
So for people that say the world is ending, life sucks. This is total shit. It's so not true. It's true because we say it is.
Right.
It's true because our nervous system and our mind and our subconscious is geared toward it being that way. But I hold a really positive light for the world. I think that there's beautiful things coming.
Totally.
I remember I had a podcast with Mark Divine about this, and he was like, I'm really excited about the world. He's like, I don't believe in this doomsday scenario where we're all going to pass and, COVID is going to end us and blah, blah, blah.